would you evaluate the way the season went for you?
I feel like I would evaluate it as a pretty good one. I would say a pretty good season overall. First, I would say just like staying healthy. That would be the number one evaluation, and then number two is just getting better as the season progressed in all categories. I feel like the start of the season, I started figuring out how Will wanted me to play, and started figuring out what this team needed from me, and then over the season and how the games just stacked up, then I started just continue to get better each and every night.
How disappointed were you not playing all 82?
I was very disappointed, but 78 is my 82. That's how I look at it. Um, I can't, can't be too mad about it. I know certain things with your health is important, and sometimes you gotta take those things serious. So that's how I look at it. But to be able to play 78 after playing 48 last year, that's a huge accomplishment.
You took a big step as a playmaker this year.
hmm
How did you do that, and how much do you want to build on it moving
Ooh, I want to build on it a bigger amount and just show them that I can go average 6 assists in a season, and I feel like that's the next step. I know I want to get 5 this season, but I would say I was right there. So just continue to make the next step and just continue to progress, continue to work with guards that played my position and played pretty much how I played, especially over the summer, and just pretty much just learn from them. Got a few things that I'm going to do this summer to continue to take my game to the next level.
What, if anything, did you prove to yourself this year?
Um, Things I proved to myself, I would say just doing whatever is asked. Coming out there, whether the game said pass, pass. If the game said shoot, shoot, and not trying to force anything. I felt like I had a really efficient year, and I know towards the end numbers slipped a little bit, but I want to shoot at least over 50%, and I know next year that's something that I'll get. So I would say just being efficient, and I feel like that's something that like I proved to myself is take what's given. Don't try to force anything, and you don't. If you don't force, then it looks better. It looks a lot better. Just make the open reads, and also just try to set up my teammates, especially just reading the game. So
What has the organization kind of told you to hone in on during the offseason?
we're gonna talk about that, me and Coach Will. But some things that I just feel like I'm more catch and shoots, off pin downs, being able to run full speed and knock it down. I know I'm a lot of off ball situations, and I feel like that's the next step is just being able to curl it into a three, flare into a three, and no matter if my feet are set, knock it down. So.
I know that no days are ever really the same, but can you take us through or describe what a day in the life of an off season will look like, an off season day will look like for you?
I would say wake up early in the morning, maybe like wake up like 6, get to the gym 7, lift again, lift at maybe 8:30, 8:45, then eat lunch, and then after that I'll probably just ride the bike and do yoga around like 1 o'clock, and then maybe depending on how I feel, get on the track and then get on like I don't know, get on the track and then maybe just see how the body is going and then try to get shots up. But during the summer, I tend to push myself pretty hard, pretty hard, especially just knowing where I can, how much growth I can make and things that I feel like I need to improve on. So I feel like this summer is going to be a big one.
Danny, we're talking to Danny Ainge about it, and he said that your workouts are legendary. He says you're out here pushing sleds and the like.
Yeah.
Why? Like, it's just
I would say just some of the guys that I work out with, they're like football guys and then some of the baseball guys as well. So I would say just when you're in the gym and you have a group of guys who's all we're doing is competing, no matter, you're not competing against each other, but you're trying to compete. You want to show them like, hey, basketball is the best sport, and sometimes it takes you to motivate each other, just to push each other to get to where you want to be. And I feel like good competition. At the end of the day, whenever I do anything, I want to compete, and it could be 5:30, 1 p.m. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give it 110% each and every time.
Is that, maybe a weird question, but is that fun for you, just like waking up at 5 a.m. into the summer and going through this process, or is there anything you actually do for fun, like you go on a vacation, see a movie?
Oh yeah, I'm a big movie person. I like to have fun. I like go karts and things like that. So I tend to have a really good time in the summer. Of course, I got to get my work in. That's first and foremost. But in the afternoons and night times, I tend to enjoy myself. But it is fun to wake up and know that I beat my opponent to the gym. Know that I have that one up on the competition, and I feel like that's something that just continues to strive me just to be better each and every day. Is know like, okay, I might have got 2 more workouts in before you, and then you're just waking up. So like that's something that just I look forward to, and that's something that like I always carry with myself, even just during the season. Every game, 7 a.m. I'm in the gym. If you know what I mean. I know Coach Will jokes about it, but me beating him here every game day or every day that's just how like I look at it. But just being prepared is the biggest thing that I wanted to go out and do this year, was being prepared and being prepared for the defense that certain teams was going to play, and that comes with watching many hours of film.
Do you ever talk to Will or Justin or Danny about kind of your desire to win and your desire to maybe get other players on this roster who can kind of support you guys in building a
Yes.
team?
Yeah, we talk about it, and we know, well, I know for sure that that's what they're building. They're building a winning culture around here and putting guys in this building that want to be here. At the end of the day, sometimes it is tough. It takes its time, but you can tell that the moves that they're making and things that they're doing is showing that we're going to move in the right direction. It's going to be fun for many years to come.
And speaking of moves, Avery Bradley, VP of Player Development, have you been able to talk with him?
Yeah, I've been able to talk to him pretty much. We're going to be doing like some meditation. He's big on meditation, and I'm big on meditation, especially before the game. Like I may come out to the game a little late, but I make sure I get my meditation in. So it's going to be cool just to pick his brain on how it helped him and how it helped his career just continue to develop and just see like what things I can take from him, far as of course on the court. Like, you know what I mean, defensive skills that helped him last in the league, and then also just being someone that did whatever was needed. Like those things are gonna come, but the off court things of how his mental was and how how it helped him play as long as he did. So.
Are you planning on being here all summer? Are you gonna split time?
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll definitely be here working out with some of the guys, and we're gonna try to get things going. I know we have dates set for certain workouts and certain things, just so that we're 8, 9, 10 in the building. So that's the goal, and that's the biggest thing that we need. Sometimes it's like it's gonna take a group effort. Sometimes 3, 4 is just not enough. You need 6, 7 to really push each other to become the best that we can be.
Collin, we talk a lot about your work ethic, but when you look at your evolution of your game of basketball and your career, what's something that you take pride in the most, where you're just like, man, I've really developed this skill at this point after playing with the Jazz this season?
Ooh. I would say reading the game. And I can tell how much my passing ability has increased over just this year, even last year. But just reading the game and just seeing plays before that happen. Me and Braz, we do a lot of work. Me and just off the okay, if this guy does this, do this, or just always have a counter. And that was something that like we just continued to work on, even when the season was going on. Just I feel like my playmaking and my reading ability really like took a jump, and I don't know if you guys seen it, but I feel like for me that's what happened. Especially just certain games, going out and getting 6, 7 assists, like that felt really good for me. Like that was my goal each and every night. Just try to see how many assists I'm gonna be able to get, because I know I can score the ball. I know I can make plays for myself, but just being able to get other guys going, and I feel like you can tell after I make an assist, it kind of pumps me up a little bit, and it gets me excited. I like things like that. So
Lowry said that he thinks that it's his job to be so good that the team can't lose, that he speeds up the rebuilding process here. Do you feel like that is the job of Lowry, you, some of the guys on this team, is to make sure that this is sped up?
oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's like gotta take a pride in certain things. I feel like that's a huge deal, and for Lowry to say that, as him being our leader and our guy, it just shows that he's ready to come in next year and get to work. And we lean so much on him during the year of like knocking down threes, making plays. So we got to do our job as well. At the end of the day, he can't be the only one out there playing hard, making plays, getting stops, things like that. We got to contribute as well. So I take very much pride in what I can do, and that's be the best player I can be, and knocking down shots, having energy, have the crowd going, and making plays for him as well. Like even just like plays that don't show up on a stat sheet, screening. I feel like screening was a big thing, and I don't know, like you guys watch all the games, you see like I'm trying to get him open just because if Lowry's going, then the floor pretty much opens up for everyone. So I think that was a big thing that I was able to do this year, is also become a better screener. And I feel like we need to look at the numbers on that just to see like how much I done improved on that. But I feel like that's a huge thing.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.